Hello, I'm Amanda Cheverie, an alumni of CCATCM. I'm a registered acupuncturist and massage therapist. What got me interested in traditional Chinese medicine? That has to do with a client that I had as a massage therapist. I was helping them through a motor vehicle accident. Nothing I can do was helping them, and I was doing everything I knew how. I got a lot of advice from my colleagues. There was something there that I was out of my scope of practice as a registered massage therapist. So I was interested in traditional Chinese medicine as I heard it can help to a degree outside the scope of massage therapy. So I decided to go for acupuncture as an addition to my massage therapy. I chose CCATCM because, well, it was the only acupuncture college in Nova Scotia. I heard good things about it. In addition, I also heard it was a really good addition to have acupuncture as part of massage therapy. And so I tried it out. I was very, very quick with joining CCATCM. I think I made the decision within a couple of days, and I haven't regretted it. What was my experience at CCATCM? I would have to say it was really good at first. The courses were manageable. They eased your way in. Then the second year, it was challenging because I had to switch from Western methodologies to Eastern. So that was a bit of a challenge, but it was well worth it in the end. How did it shape my approach to TCM? It made me step outside my boundaries. It really challenged you to think outside the box. As a massage therapist, that was a huge challenge. So bringing in Eastern medicine and practices into a very heavily Western medical field, it brought a lot of challenges, but I learned a lot about myself and how acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine can really benefit both myself and my clients. Okay, what are some myths about TCM in practice? And I didn't know too much about Chinese medicine. I've seen things on like movies and all that. You can paralyze someone and you can do all these mystical things. And in all honesty, in my practice, it's surprisingly how quick TCM can help, but it's so subtle. It's so soft. It's very, very beautiful seeing how just a few needles can just calm someone right down very quickly. So it's something fascinating compared to Western where you know what to do. With TCM, it just, you don't know. There's a beautiful flow to it. But the whole notion of you can paralyze someone, and yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. It's much more gentle than that. Okay, how I can bring TCM practices into my life. Well, one, I look at my daily life waking up. In TCM, the time you wake up and go to sleep really matters. So I really think about that. And I notice that when I have a schedule where I wake up at the stomach time in the morning, I think that's like early in the morning, but not 8 a.m., 7 a.m. And I notice when I wake up and eat then versus later at 10, my day is completely different. When it comes to drinking hot or cold drinks, I am careful, even though I do love my coffee in the morning. And in winter, sometimes I like my cold drinks, but I'm more careful now. So I'm not drinking them as often because I notice it does affect me depending on the time of year. The courses that really affected me, that really stood out, were like the gua sha and cupping courses. When I attended here, it was during the pandemic. So our needling classes were altered. I'll say that due to the pandemic, we couldn't be here. So I had more needling in clinic rather than in classes. I had a class in gua sha and in cupping right before the pandemic. And that's where I really got to see TCM work, where I got to see cupping, and that really affected me. I think it was Dr. Bellatan that taught me at the time. It was just fascinating seeing it, using it, cupping. As an RMT, I used plastic cupping, and the fire cupping was such an enriching experience. It floored me, even to this day. I love it. The student clinic and practice is very, very different. Student clinic is very controlled and yet very surreal. You don't know what you're getting, and you're still learning at the same time. When you're out practicing, you're all on your own, so you have to be on your feet. You have to study, you have to keep up with things, but you get to take your time with your client too. So it's a bit more calming, and yet you are on your own. So I get to research and really focus on client care rather than focusing on my timing in clinic or making sure other people, it's just, there's lack of variables that you have in student clinic versus your own practice. So your own practice is challenging in a really wonderful way. What advice would I give to students of TCM? I would say that use student clinic to your full advantage. This is the last time you are really going to have the support that you're just not going to have outside the school. Outside the school, you may work with another practitioner, you may not. So my advice is really, really hone your skills here. Also, learn how to market yourself while in student clinic. Really learn how to get out there, talk about yourself, and reach out to clinics like 3 to 4 months before you graduate and say, hey, I'm looking for work. What do you have? How can I help? And ask the hard questions while you're here before you get out. That's my main advice. Take advantage of student clinic. What am I doing after graduation? Currently, I have my own business, City Tree Acupuncture, which is in Dartmouth, and I have a massage therapy as well as an acupuncture practice there. And what I do, I offer my clients combination depending on their needs, which is something is very unique for my business. And I absolutely love it and will continue to grow my practice. I have a Facebook page. You type in City Tree Acupuncture, you'll be able to find me and ask questions. I don't really do too much with social media. I'm still learning and practice now. It's less awkward if you practice before, and that's something I really wish I did before, but I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm having a lot of fun.